Hello, World Wide Web. This is James, your favorite stock ticker, picker, checker guy, here with another stock review for you. We're doing some mid caps all week long. We're looking for gold in the $2 to $10 range. I want companies that make money. I don't want companies that are just blowing to death and I'm going to gamble on something. I want somebody that has a good idea, a good business structure, growth, perhaps. And because we're in this price range, we're going to have to find all these things on a lower dollar amount company. But if they're growing properly, well, at least we'll know we're going in the right direction and we'll all be able to sleep at night. This is CES Energy Solutions Corp. They're out of Canada. They've been in business since the 1980s. Ticker symbol CESDF. Did I say that right? Yes, I did. CESDF, CES Energy Solutions Corp, $1.94 a share today. This is a one-year chart. I like this one-year chart. The damn thing barely goes anywhere, which is wonderful. $1.53, high of 228, just all year long. The 5-year chart, it had a bigger history around $5 back in 2018. This thing's been leveling and rising for 3 years. I kind of like this little rise here. I can live with a stock that's cheap if it's just going to continue to make daddy proud like this. So I like that kind of performance. Let's see if there's anything underlying it that means anything useful. For starters, let me tell you what they do. They are in the oil and natural gas business. They do not pump oil and natural gas. So the prices of those items are not going to affect this one much. But they sell the fracking fluid, the chemicals, the drill bit grease, the drill bit oils that coat the drill bit, that make it drill through the rock. They actually sell the drill bits themselves. The fracking business is probably huge, and I don't know how much they're doing with pipelines these days, but we're going to take a look at it. This is their income statement annually. I like what I saw here on 2022. $1.92 billion with a B, with a net income that's positive of $95 million. Wow. We found a company that makes money for under $2 a share. Get the F out. In 2021, well, they made money again. Look at these people. They made $50 million. I'm totally impressed. They grew. They grew from 2020. Canada shut everybody down, including oil people. They wouldn't even let them go to work. All the Canadian oil companies had this happen in 2020. I'm not going to take it out on these people. We're going to give them a pass for that as a COVID Canadian government big old meanie situation. The revenue was good before that. They have the customer base. They have the clients. They're good at moving the product. They've continually turned a minuscule profit, 30 million, 47 million, 49 million, and then all of a sudden, 95 million. So why didn't this damn thing double? You'd think that it would have it doubled its net income. You'd think that the price would have gone up notably for 2022. Let's see if there's anything wrong quarterly. Nope. Revenue, steady up every quarter. Those salesmen are out. They're busy. They're doing their job. They're acquiring new clients. And they're selling more crap to the oil people. Yay. Net income, steady, 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 steady. Oh, I'm falling in love. What's wrong with it? You know, there's something wrong with it. The price is too damn good. They must not have many shares out there or something. Looks like they do a lot of money, though. On the top line, God, if they had a decent margin, they'd be making a fortune. We wanted to look at their cash. Oh, they don't have any cash. Or this is some kind of a Google error. Let's find out. According to this, they have blank for cash. They have Maybe that's what the problem is. They have $1.4 billion in assets and 900 million in liabilities. Can these people get some credit? Yeah, I would say so. They're not sticking more on their credit cards, but they did. This is quarterly. So, yeah, they are increasing the amount that's on their credit cards. Their assets are also growing, which is nice. So, whatever they're putting on those credit cards is hopefully ending up in the asset column. The annual balance sheet, it looks like debt is growing for the last 3 years. It looks like the balance sheet's growing for the last 3 years, the assets. It doesn't bother me so much. I mean, I don't like the high interest rates, and the debt that they might have to service with this might be more expensive, like today, for instance, than it was before. But they took this money and they're doing something good with it. It found a home. It didn't go into Lossville. It didn't vanish. We don't have to play Where's Waldo. Um, the extra money they spent right here on debt, sticking it on their credit cards, they're out buying assets. They weren't in Tahiti, probably. And the same thing here. I like to see the money on the income statement moving into the balance sheet if it's a loss. If it's a win, I like to see it move into the balance sheet as an increased asset or a decreased liability. In this case, um, maybe you got a little bit of a combination of both. They took this 100 million, they probably beefed up the asset line a little bit and just serviced the credit. The credit doesn't look like they're really dug into anything. This went from 600 to 601 million, up from 402 million in 2020. Back in 2018, 624 million. Oh, hang on. Yeah, 624 million in liabilities in 2018. 801. That's why that line looks better. They got $801 million in liabilities currently and $1.4 billion in asset. I'm not scared of that balance sheet. It's right side up, as you can see. It's always been right side up. Yeah, they did use more credit cards, and they just doubled their net income. So whatever they decided to do there. I guess we need to look at this quarterly again. And here we go. Yeah, all year the assets went up and the thing went up, but it turned out to be a pretty good victory for 2022. So I'm kind of proud of them for that. Shares outstanding, 254 million shares. It's incredibly diluted. It is a good company. If they didn't have so many darn shares out there, then this thing would be like a $30, $40, $50 stock. It's performing like one. It has the strong revenue of that type of a company. It has the strong revenue of a company that does $562 million for the quarter. I mean, come on. They just did 1.92 billion for the year. This thing's a beast. I don't like the margin that much. It's consistent. It's consistently small. Could they fix that? Sure. Absolutely. And they probably got a little bit better at fixing it maybe than they did back here. This was a much better fix, unless the revenue really helped it out that much. I think we found a winner, sports fans. I like this company. It's exactly what I'm looking for. It fits the bill. I like the dilution for a couple of reasons. Number one, well, it scares me if they need more money. It doesn't seem like there'd be any reason why they would need more money or why they wouldn't have any money. So let's just look real quick. No, there's no big news. No big news about them being broke or anything like this. I'm going to write this off as a Google error. We'll just say that they don't have much money. We're not going to say that they have zero. But clearly they can put, $800 million on a credit card if they wanted to. They could dilute the stock further if they wanted to. I would not advise it. But here's the sweet thing about a company like this. They made $100 million last year, right? So what's going to happen if they decide to take $100 million that they made last year and buy back some of their stock? They want to raise the stock price. They want to cut the shares down, the number of outstanding shares. And that number was outstanding shares due. I'm so sorry. 254 million. At $2 a share, $100 million buys them 54 million shares. They could just wipe that right off the map. They could wipe out 1/5 of their shares. If they wipe out 1/5 of their shares, the stock price will go up by about 1/5, almost immediately. Be a nice stock buyback company. The further it does fall, if it happens to fall more, I think there's a lot of price stability in that, considering they're a profitable company that's bringing in $100 million a year now. And that looks like it's growing. They look like they will certainly be in a position to do a stock buyback, and they will probably might already be doing one. I'm not saying they are, but we're going to look at more news. But this is the type of situation where the company gets a surplus of money and they want to do what they've always wanted to do, is to not have so many darn shares and be a bigger stock, get more eyeballs on you, probably get more respect, and have more prospects for the future. Because if you have less shares, then you have a bigger future in diluting the shares if needed. It's kind of like a piggy bank. Right now, their piggy bank says they can double their shares if they wanted to, and probably collect $250 million if they wanted to cut this in half. If they wanted to cut this in half to $1 or 92 cents or whatever, then yeah, they could do that, and they could pocket half their damn market cap. Just shove it right in their pocket. Market cap is $664 million. But yeah, they could pocket a couple of $100 million just for the dilution. It's kind of like better than credit because you don't have to pay any interest on it. But a dilution is something that hurts the price of a stock. I don't think they need that much money, and I'm guessing they're going to be buying it back before they're diluting it. So I like this company. I like the growth. I feel like I could sleep at night with it. It's not in an industry that's going anywhere. It's not going out of business. They do an awful lot of product sales. The growth is coming from somewhere. I'm gonna have to just do tons of more research on it. We're gonna have more videos in the future on this one. Like the video, hit subscribe. Make sure you catch any updates. We're gonna learn more about this company. We're gonna find out where they're growing, who they're selling it to, who's buying it the most, how long they're going to continue growing. We're going to learn all kinds of fun things about CES Energy. CESDF. I have just become a fan. They look like they have a good chart. They have a good income statement with growth. They have profit 4 out of the last 5 years. I'm going to give them a pass on 2020. Google doesn't show any money. That's probably not good for business. I'm pretty sure that's not the case. They can't possibly be at zero. With their stock where it is right now, I mean, come on. If it was at zero, we wouldn't have seen the last quarter's revenue looking like it looked. Here's the last quarter's revenue. Whoops. That was the last balance sheet for the quarterly. There's their last revenue. They have money. No, they just brought in $40 million last quarter, in one quarter. So they're tracking now, the new track, if you want to look at the new track, $160 million a year in profit. How does that sound? That sounds like they're almost going to double the 100 million we were just staring at. 160. Next quarter might be, up here. This thing could be a 200 million in profit player. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. And it's not oil. They don't have all those problems and the political issues. And no matter what, the world's going to need it. And they can always go sell their crap in other countries. They don't have to buy the land. They don't have to put up with any of that nonsense. I love it. You're taking a business that is absolutely stable, parts and stuff and equipment and chemicals that are absolutely necessary in an industry that's absolutely not going away. You don't have to buy the land. You don't have to look for stuff. I don't know. I think margin improvement, and I can see the growth just screaming. I love this growth. I'm just staring at this. All I can think about is this times 4. I'm looking at $160 million a year in profit. And it looks just like stable as rain and sunshine, or night and day, or whatever your favorite term is. I'm a big fan. We're going to do a lot of coverage on this one, and I think we're going to buy it. And I'm going to keep you guys posted on everything that I learn. And please subscribe, and we will continue on our CESDF journey. I'm so glad I looked at this one. Glad that's why we do this. Anyways, thank you for watching the video, and have a wonderful night. Like and subscribe. I'm James. Check out my other videos. Got lots of good stock reviews and tickers and recommendations, some penny stocks, some big ones, all kinds of stuff. Have a great night.